Yo, leave a like on this video. In the next 5 seconds, our ARK 2 will get postponed for another freaking year. It's bad luck now. If you don't, I did witchcraft. Okay, so these are my stairs. I initially added them to ARK because I needed something to measure my giant balls with, but I figured since it's here, we might as well just use it to measure dinosaurs as well. No, ARK bosses. We're using it for ARK bosses. It's too big for dinosaurs. I actually made these because I had a video on my Roblox channel do freaking amazing where I just measured out kaiju. So I figured, I don't know, dude, some people would be interested in seeing the size differences between different ARK bosses, considering they come in so many ranges. All right, so the basic measuring behind this thing, so we're all on the same page, like, so it's not just like a giant staircase with random numbers on it. So I basically Googled. We just Googled around like average dinosaur heights to get a good scale for what would be 10 feet in this game, and we came across the fact that the average Carnotaurus was 10 feet tall. Obviously, we don't know how accurate the ARK Survival Evolved Carno is. It could be way bigger, it could be way smaller. We're not actually, I don't even think they measured it completely. Like, who's looking for dead accuracy, except for right now, literally. But the Carnos are 10 feet, so we figured we'd use a Carno to measure out what 10 feet looks like on this freaking scale. It's like we're having a bit of a difficulty measuring out exactly 10 feet on it. It's literally perfect on a flat surface, just because we're on like these hills and rocks right now. But yes, it balances out back there. It's just this little slight incline hill where the 10 is. That's kind of making it raise like an inch or two. But as far as flat surfaces go, this is pretty much the best one we can look for around here. Alright, so first things first, we're looking at about, what would you call that? I'm just gonna like leave these videos up right here so everyone can get a general, I don't know, their own idea for what they think the creature's height would be. If that just starts to hit 40 right there, it sucks that it's like a white one. I don't know why we went with freaking white. Absolutely ridiculous because there's no like background. Like, once you line it up, you pretty much just got a freaking eyeball and imagine where the thing is. I'd call that about 32, maybe 33, maybe 33 feet tall, but I'm not going 30 feet tall. You're on drugs, dude. I didn't think I had to specify this, but obviously the brood mother, the freaking mega pithicus, and the dragon are like the 3 standard bosses. It looks like it is on a slight little slumpy poop right here, actually, but it evens at, I don't know, this is driving me crazy. You literally can't summon in some of the bosses, though, on the flat testing map, so if, like, I want to scale out every single boss, eventually we're gonna have to find some flat ground on one of these starter vanilla maps. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good. That's like pretty freaking evenly balanced right there. We got some little hilly spots, but all in all, it's for the most part, we're just gonna be barely inches off if anything. Yeah, and then we have the forest behind us, so that's not gonna help at all, but maybe. Okay, see now, just to double check, the brood mother's coming in at about, I'd say literally 33. Once again, nothing's changed whatsoever. I'm so happy I spent 5 minutes doing that, but at least I feel a little better about it. Alright, as for the monkey, how tall are you, buddy? These kinds of things are confusing, because you know it'd be so much taller if he stood up as a biped, but he wants to be a big quadruped bitch. We're gonna call this guy 25 feet tall, which is actually not that tall in any. I'm 6'2". It's weird to think only like 4 of me. I had to stop and do that math. I was like, yeah, that makes about sense. Yeah, I'd like to think these things are much bigger than that. This kind of crap's always confusing because it's like the wing is where it gets a little ridiculous. It's like this little freaking spike just barely goes to 78, maybe 79 feet tall. Obviously, if it spread its wings out, it could get a little bit taller, but I guess the best way to just kind of evenly do this without any complications is like their default stance. His default stance, I'm gonna call like 78.5 or 79 feet tall. Alright, the manticore is from Scorched Earth, of course. I gotta just start saying that in case, like, because obviously I've been playing ARK since dinosaurs existed in real life, but not everyone has. This kind of crap just bugs me, because I feel like if his tail just got a boner and just stuck right up, then it'd really be pushing some impressive numbers. But as a result, we're barely hitting. Well, you know, it kind of doesn't. Hang on a second. No, we were gonna do default stance. If we start doing moves, it's gonna get so complicated. We'll just call this one 35 feet tall due to the spike on the top, although barely 36. I don't think it matters at all, though. All right, time to dodo flex with the dodo rex. I'm so pissed I just said that cringy ass line, but I couldn't resist it. All right, so if we're going resting position, ooh, you barely like 39 feet tall, right? Just under 40. Like, that's definitely not 40 feet tall. That's as close as you can get to 40 feet tall without being 40 feet tall. Actually, maybe even 38, 39 once again. It's confusing at first. It confuses me random times. Like, I forget what we're doing here. But yeah, the first stair is 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. So yeah, it's like, I get confused on what we're doing. I ate so much pre-workout this morning. My face is so itchy. Dude, I feel like I'm on crack. Hold still, bitch. Goddamn. So how's everyone's day doing today? How's the days of today? Hope everyone's having a lovely day. All right, dodo wyvern coming in at about 31, 32 feet. Oh, shit, dude, that tail just changes everything. God damn it. Hang on, let's go ahead and move this tail up over here and just see what kind of heights we're pushing. I mean, it counts, dude. Anything default part of its body counts. And that the tail's hitting like 61 feet. It's a ridiculous concept, but it's doing it. Dude, these underground creatures are gonna be such a pain in the ass to scale out, because it's like, where even, look at this dude. Look at this lanky son of a bitch. Like, this is how long the freaking ice worms are. How am I supposed to even scale this thing out? We're never even gonna get its full, like, body width coming out of the, it will only ever see part of it, for God's sakes. This, dude, I honestly think we might need to figure out, I don't know how to scale them, because we're only gonna get their faces poking out. Dude, this is like my favorite ARK weather. It's like super bright, but night. Nonsense. But what do we do about this guy? This goddamn giant tapeworm going through the Earth's century core? Like, between this and motor, I know they're both like, they both almost exceed, if not like touch about 500 meters, but for God's sakes, I can't place stairs down here. The best you can do is kind of bait it outside and then freeze the world when it's out here, and it kind of barely hits like 80 meters tall, but again, it's silly, because we know that, like, how am I supposed to just call this the height of it? Plus, this could also just stand right up and get so much taller. Plus, it's got all this. It's got all this, dude. Like, how am I supposed to scale this? I think just based off, I'm gonna let you guys eyeball it and kind of comment down below, and we'll get a general consensus down below based off what you think it is. If this right here curved is 70 meters tall, or 70 feet tall, then what does all this add up, do you think? This little section right here, this little schmidgem in between the water and the land, and then this whole, like, freaking gargantuan bottom piece, which honestly looks to be about twice as long as just the headpiece. It's very freaking confusing. I'm gonna let you guys rate this one down below. I think I've been forgetting to say the names of stuff. Like, obviously, the other two were Fear Evolved events, like the Dodo Wyvern and Dodo Rex, for those of you who aren't aware. The freaking Ice Worm Queen, I can't remember exactly where she's from. I feel like it's, like, very obvious, but it's also super duper old, so I forgot. The Crystal Wyvern Queen is from ISO Crystal Isles, right? ISO Isles, I forgot what they changed the map name to. I played it when it was just a modded map for so freaking long. We have another complicated case of tail boner over here, making the whole thing just ridiculous. Alright, you son of a bitch, what are we looking at here? It moves so freaking fast, you gotta, like, just you have but seconds to calculate what the end of it is reaching. Alright, you son of a bitch, now we got you. Okay, I'm gonna call this 55 feet, right? That makes sense, 55 feet. 55 feet, it seems like it's going directly in the middle of 60. Okay, here we have the Dino Pithicus King, who is a boss from Lost Island. I'm stuck in the freaking wall. This guy's actually not that big either. Actually, his direct size resemblance with the Megapithecus makes me think he's just a directly reskinned Megapithecus. The fact that he's using the same walking animations and kind of the same, I can't really tell, but those noises are definitely pretty freaking similar. I feel like this is a reskinned Megapithecus for sure, although the creature is awesome. It's big, awesome, and fun. In this case, I don't see any issue reskinning. Also, I'm gonna call this one 30 feet. Maybe 29 feet, but those, like, hairs on its back barely hitting 31 feet. Yeah, it's a fair trade. Okay, with motor, we have us another complicated Carl as well, because we can get the tip of his face to come out, much obviously, but, like, there's a lot more than the tip of the face. This freaking sausage goes down for a while. Where's even the rest of this dude? It just keeps going down. To the ends of the tail, his tadpole butts literally go down to the depths of the ocean. He's so freaking huge. I just don't know how we're gonna scale this out. I could bait him out, I could get him to stick his face out as he does, but his entire full body will never be determined. At least not, like, with this current scaling system. This dude is about to be the biggest pain in the ass on the planet, because he's also not supposed to be summoned here and he's not gonna react accordingly, so we're just gonna go ahead and put a pin in this. I'll just let you guys kind of base this one naturally the best you can. It's a difficult one, I understand. It's ridiculous though. Like, it's a special circumstance. It's a giant freaking sea slug tadpole monster that goes down about this far. Dude, the Overseer is so cool. I don't really get what his deal is, but he's doing it. Whatever he's doing the shit out of it. Okay, the Overseer coming in at about exactly 60 feet. Well done, buddy. It's about, like, almost twice the size of a big monkey. Dude is going crazy right now, all starfishy and such, but yeah, 60 feet feels fair. Whoa, God! Okay, so I just went ahead and froze the King Titan before he's complete, otherwise he'll start running off and rampaging and doing, you know what he does. So it looks like his feet are pretty perfectly planted. Everything's pretty even right now. This feels like a safe bet to call this dude. Oh, if he was only a little farther back. God damn it. All right, there we go, big fella. So this feels like, ooh, this one feels weird. I mean, he is pretty much against the board, so if that's any case of concern, I feel like it's pretty safe bet just to kind of even it out and call it out. When he breathes, he raises a little, and that middle spike is a little taller than the rest of them. I'm gonna go ahead and call this dude about 360 feet. So you guys can obviously comment and dispute it down below, but based I need a ruler. I don't have a ruler, because anyone who has a ruler on freehand regularly measures their junk. So honestly, pulling one out would have been a little, I don't know what a straight line is. It's not 360 feet. Fuck it. Okay, if we let this dude get complete, then he starts running off and going all crazy. So this is about, why is he slightly tilted? Like he's standing straight up, but then as soon as he gets up here, the spike gets a little tilted. But I guess he straightens out once he's, yeah, he just kind of sways as he's standing. So this guy feels like a safe 420 feet. Yeah, maybe 421 feet or 20 feet tall. I didn't realize he was that much bigger. It honestly seems kind of weird, but that feels safe. Okay, the Desert Titan is a son of a bitch and like the worst thing to scale since motor, because this is like as low to the ground as it goes. So it hits about 90 feet tall, right? But it seems to be hovering about 30 feet in the air. So I feel like calling this thing 60 feet tall seems fair. Like it seems to just go, like it starts at the 30-foot mark and it ends at the 90-foot mark. So, you know what I mean? 90 minus 30. I'm good at some math. See, this guy's a genius. He knew everyone would be getting scaled out one day, so he decided to grow a tree to get an extra, like, 10 feet going. Absolute freaking Chad alpha move right there. I'm gonna call that 175 feet. I don't know, man. When he breathes a little, kind of goes into 176. That's impressive. I'm not gonna let this guy grow pants, because then he'll go all freaking crazy with it. I think all he needs is these spikes up top, which seems like I don't know, this one's like a freaking foot taller. It's making the whole thing so annoying. Like this spike, I mean, is a little bit taller than this spike, so it's like, okay, if this one's barely hitting 160 feet, right, it is barely hitting it. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna call this like 158, 157 possibly. This crap is ridiculous. Okay, this guy is such wasted talents because he could be so much taller. I guess he's, with his little tentacles, he's hitting like 45 feet, 46 feet maybe, but if he stood vertical, you know what I mean, it'd be so much more impressive. This little guy is not part of his anatomy, so disgusting as he may be, it doesn't count towards the size. Okay, then of course we got the big muchacho. Rockwell, pretty much the biggest dude around these parts. See, these tentacles are a little bit taller than him, but they kind of spawn out up in the air. They're supposed to be on a platform, I guess. Honestly, the entire thing's supposed to be on a platform, which is why he just kind of already appears. I don't know, dude. Whatever height he gets, we're just going to subtract like 120 feet from it. It looks like this tentacle, that tentacle is like hitting 510, right? Like, no, not even close. Not even freaking close to 510. It's hitting like, oh, dude, it hit 510 right there. Maybe even 520. Dude, it clearly hit 520 right there. Minus 120, so we're just gonna give this guy a 400-foot tall boost just because of that one free swinging tentacle. But it's like, it's barely doing it. You got it's hard to see. Not everyone may agree with me on this. All right, and last but not least, we have Rockwell Prime, by far the sexiest creature, just like spilling lower intestines out of its ass and hands growing out of its face. Now that is peak attractiveness right there. This dude's reaching out, barely hitting 170 feet. Like, not even really, barely even maybe 166, 165 perhaps, if those hands would just try a little bit freaking harder. But whatever, dude, he wants to cocoon himself up like a bitch. That's his decision. Alright, so that concludes my scaling out ARK bosses. Some of these may not be 100% correct. I did the best that someone who's barely even freaking alive from too much pre-workout can do. Dude, your feet are gross. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!